Recently, I've been trying to learn how to do web development in Go, and one of the things I was learning about while trying to learn that is how Go supports templating for HTML pages. And I was actually in the process of kind of authoring my first template, if you will, when I realized that my Neovim configuration doesn't have support for Emmet. So if you're not familiar with Emmet, it's basically a way to be able to write HTML really quickly. And I picked up the habit of using it because I was a big user of VS Code. And so when I was sitting here trying to write this unordered list here, the first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to do something like, UL and then LI, which would basically be kind of the Emmet abbreviation. And then you would tab and you would end up with not what you see on the screen, but you'd actually end up with an unordered list with a single LI element. And you can do other things with, you could do UL, and then if you wanted 3 LIs, you could do times 3, for example. And there's lots of fancy stuff you can do with Emmet. But I realized, oh wait, my Neovim configuration doesn't support that. So what I wanted to show you guys was how I went about setting up or adjusting my Neovim configuration to support that. So let's go ahead and quit out of this. And let's open up my Neovim config. And let's just take a look at my existing setup. So I use Envim LSP is what I use, I believe, for or Envim LSP config. And then I also use Mason to manage a lot of my language servers. I also use LazyVim as kind of my primary package manager for Neovim. And so the first thing I need to do to get this to work is I actually need the Emmet language server. So that's where I'm going to use Emmet, or sorry, not Emmet. I'm going to use Mason. And I believe I can find the Emmet language server in here. So let's scroll a little bit. We want to get to the M's. And you can see there it is. There's an Emmet language server right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and install that. And we'll jump back to the top here and wait for it to install. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. There you go. It's installed. So we'll quit. And now we'll need to actually set up that language server the same way we set up all our other stuff, language servers. I'm actually going to do this down where we do my HTML language server. So what we'll say is we'll say lsp config, and then we'll say dot emmet language server, and we'll say dot setup, and we want to pass in capabilities because I'm actually using a snippet completion, which is CMP Envim LSP, which is how I get my snippet completions. And I think I also want to modify the file types. So I'm going to set my file types to, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript. I don't think I want JavaScript, TypeScript. I think I want, if I'm writing basically JSX. So I'll say JavaScript, what is that? JavaScript, React, and then TypeScript, React, I think is what I want. So I'll say JavaScript, React, and TypeScript, React, like that. And then I'm going to right quit all. And then I'm going to open up my Go template again. And I didn't actually change any of the settings, but I think I'll just use the out of the box settings to begin with. But let's go ahead and see if this is actually working now. So let's go Neovim back into this directory. Let's open up that HTML file. And now let's see if I can make this work. So let's go let's do UL LI times 3. That did not work. Maybe I need to, let's see. ULLI times 3. And this is the tab completion I want. So I'll just enter and boom, there we go. I want to be able to tab though. Let's see if my tabbing can work better here. So let's try another one. Let's try a div with a h1 plus a ul that has a child of 3. There we go. Okay, cool. So now I have Emmet support. So yeah, if you're somebody who's coming from the VS Code world and you're entering the Neovim world and you want to figure out how to set up Emmet language server, this is how I would do it. Assuming you're using Mason, obviously, to install the language server, and then you're using Emvim LSP config to actually set up that support, that actual language server, to make the language server be able to talk to Neovim. All right. Well, I hope you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions, or maybe this is overly simple, or if you run into any issues with it, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I just wanted to make kind of a quick, short video showing you a small modification I made to my Neovim configs. I'll also link to my Neo configs in the channel description. So if you want to actually go and look at my whole configuration, you can do that there as well. All right, guys, I will see you in another video or live stream or maybe a short. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later.